So Donald Trump's press briefings in general have become completely beyond parody. They often start 15, 30, 45, 60, 70 minutes late, never with an explanation, completely disrespectful to members of the press and to the audience, quite frankly. And that's sort of part and parcel of how we've observed Donald Trump behave his entire presidency. Yesterday, Donald Trump held one of these press briefings outside the White House, I guess because it was a nice day, and he made no sense. And he said outrageously crazy things that should serve to remind us every single day, every single one of us, that he has to go. He must go. It's time. Let's look at some of the completely humiliating and depraved moments. Donald Trump, first of all, furious that people were wearing masks. Donald Trump demanded that Jeff Mason take off his mask before he would accept a question from Jeff.
Thank you, Mr. President. The issue of what happened when you were in France continues to be a story.
You're going to have to take that off, please. You can take it off. How many feet are you away?
I'll speak a lot louder.
Well, if you don't take it off, you're very muffled. So if you would take it off, it would be a lot easier.
I'll just speak a lot louder. Is that better?
It's better, yeah. It's better.
Mr. President.
Trump does not like those masks. Remember, no one at his huge rally last week in Latrobe, Pennsylvania was wearing a mask. Trump doing another rally tonight. Will there be masks? Reportedly not. Later, one reporter did actually pull his mask down or off before asking a question. Trump praised him for not wearing a mask.
You sound so clear as opposed to everybody else where they refuse.
Your tweets about the 1619 projects.
Yeah. What a great leader, right? Really leading by example during a pandemic, criticizing those wearing masks and praising those not wearing masks. And so after we got past the mask triggering, Donald Trump again talking about all of the crimes that Barack Obama and Joe Biden supposedly committed against him.
USA Today. My question is about the Durham report, which you have talked about recently. You said, let's see what happens. Now, you've accused people of committing crimes against you during the Russian investigation.
Yeah, sure. They spied on my campaign. That's right. They spied on my campaign. And if they were Democrats, they would have been in jail 2 years ago. They would have been in jail, literally, if this side were the Democrat side, they would have been in jail 2 years ago for 50-year terms for treason and other things.
My question is, do you want the Justice Department to indict people over this?
I'm not going to say that. I have to see the report. I haven't seen it. I don't know if that was a good thing, smart thing. I don't know. But nobody can complain about it. I have every right to have been very much involved. And maybe someday I'll get involved in it. They spied on my campaign, and that includes Biden and Obama.
Now, remember that we are still waiting on exactly which laws Barack Obama broke, which crimes did Joe Biden commit. But in the meantime, Trump believes that 50 years in prison for each of them, Obama and Biden, would be right. This is crazy. This is even crazier than Trump saying to Hillary during the debates in 2016, you'd be locked up if I were president. A ton of questions during yesterday's press briefing related to, of course, this blockbuster story about Donald Trump allegedly referring to troops who died in combat as losers and suckers. Trump denied reports that it was his choice not to visit a military cemetery in France.
Is that we had the worst weather. I think it was as bad a rain as I've just about ever seen. And it was a fog. You literally couldn't see. I walked out. I didn't need somebody to tell me. I walked out. I said, there's no way we can take helicopters in this. I understand helicopters very well. And they said, no, sir, that's been canceled. They would have had to go, Secret Service, I have the whole list. They would have had to go through a very, very busy section during the day of Paris. They would have had to go through the city.
Yeah. Now, of course, this story already widely corroborated, abundantly clear that it tracks with what Donald Trump was willing to say publicly and had been saying publicly for years, including about John McCain. And then again, Donald Trump denies reports that he disparaged fallen U.S. troops.
And it's a disgrace. Who would say a thing like that? Only an animal would say a thing like that. There is nobody that has more respect for not only our military, but for people that gave their lives in the military. There's nobody, and I think John Kelly knows that. I think he would know that. I think he knows that from me.
Remember, Trump publicly said about John McCain, he prefers soldiers who don't get captured. And the topic of John McCain actually came up. And Trump, if you can imagine this, said he should be praised, Trump demanding credit for not ruining John McCain's funeral.
Believing your denials of the Atlantic story because of what you said about John McCain in the past. Do you understand that? And have you asked John?
No, I don't understand.
And have you asked John Kelly to refute that story?
No, I don't understand it at all, no, because I've always been on the opposite side of John McCain. John McCain liked wars. I will be a better warrior than anybody, but when we fight a war, we're going to win them. And frankly, I was never a fan of John McCain. You know that. It's been very obvious. But I had to approve his entire funeral. I wanted him to get. He deserved a first class. It all was approved by me. We sent Air Force One to pick up the casket, a lot of things. But no, I was not a fan of John McCain.
See, guys, none of it can be true because Trump didn't ruin John McCain's funeral. And he could have. Trump could have ruined John McCain's funeral and he didn't do it. Trump then going on to say that his most sophisticated friends, by the way, who are Trump's sophisticated friends? Trump's sophisticated friends said to him, he must be the most innocent person ever to be president.
Be the most innocent, honorable man ever to hold the office of president. Think of it. They spent just Mueller alone. He spent, I guess the real number turned out to be $48 million, but whatever it was, many, many millions of dollars. They had 18 angry Democrats looking. They had FBI agents all over the place. They had and they have no collusion. Friends of mine have said, sophisticated friends have said, you've got to be the most innocent guy ever to hold this office. And there's a lot of truth to that. Yeah, please.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Donald Trump genuinely seems to believe that he is completely innocent. I have gone back and forth about this over time. I actually believe Trump is so delusional that he really does think he's done nothing wrong ever and that there is some kind of witch hunt against him. I used to think maybe Trump was just saying it. I now believe Trump actually believes it, confirming his total disconnect from reality. And then Donald Trump asked about his Postmaster General, Louis DeJoy. There are now multiple investigations into Louis DeJoy. There is speculation that Louis DeJoy has committed multiple crimes. And Donald Trump just plays dumb and says he hasn't really heard too much about it.
Thank you, Mr. President. If proven true, are you okay with Postmaster General DeJoy and the fact that he asked former employees at his private company to make donations to the GOP and then reimburse them? Are you okay with that?
I don't know too much about it. I read something this morning, but I don't. Other than that, I have to see it. He's a very respected man. He was approved very much by both parties, I guess. It was sort of an approval that took place by both parties. I don't know exactly what the story is. I'll certainly know within a short period of time. I just read it for the first time. I read it this morning, just like you did.
Would you support an investigation, sir?
Sure.
And
I think let the investigations go, but he's a very respected man. Again, it was a bipartisan commission. Postmaster General is appointed by a bipartisan commission, and we'll see how that goes. But no, I think he's a very honest guy, but we'll see. Yeah.
Trump never seems to have heard about anything that might be bad for him. And then lastly, Donald Trump wrapping up with casual xenophobia, as I like to call it, after not directly answering a single question.
Well, I want to thank you all, and I just want to wish you a very happy Labor Day. And we're having tremendous success, whether it's on the vaccines, whether it's on the pandemic, the plague that came in from China, that China should have never let happen, because I will never feel the same about China. And I just want to, again, wish you a happy Labor Day. Thank you very much, everybody.
So, again, are these benefiting Trump? Does Trump benefit from doing these press briefings, or is it just doing more self-inflicted damage? I don't know how many Trumpists watch this stuff. Political observers watch it, but they're already mostly decided. I don't think any votes are changing as a result of that. Media outlets cover the highlights, but are these really helping Trump in any way? That's what I want to hear from you about. We'll have more clips and coverage of this press briefing and tonight's rally, by the way, that Donald Trump will be doing on our Instagram page at David Pakman Show. Make sure you're following us there, and make sure you're following me at david.pakman as well. I want to take a second to tell you about one of our sponsors, Sussman and Hahn. Sussman and Hahn has everything you need when it comes to face masks and other protective gear for COVID-19, and they're giving my audience 20% off. Sussman and Hahn is the company that I personally have been going to for face masks. I love and trust the products they sell. That's actually why I reached out to them about being a sponsor. I have tried tons of different masks this year, and I still have not found a mask that's more comfortable or easier to breathe in than the washable cotton masks that they sell. It's made of a silky, lightweight cotton that feels great on your skin. It has convenient adjustable straps. It features a disposable 5-layer particle filter made of activated carbon. They also have disposable cloth masks, which are really comfortable, as well as other gear like face shields, alcohol wipes, no-touch infrared thermometers, and all of their prices are very reasonable. I also love Sussman and Hahn because they've donated over 60,000 masks to healthcare institutions. They're a great company. You can get there by going to davidpakman.com/mask. The link is underneath this video, and you can save 20% off of everything in their store when you use the coupon code DAVID.